Hey, it's JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's February 2nd, 2024. Rare view of Kent's Peak from Sun Valley Heli-Ski helicopter on the way to a training scenario the other day. And it's also Groundhog Day. Phil didn't see his shadow, which means spring is on its way, and it kind of seems that way with all the valley rain yesterday. Today we're going to see more scattered snow showers. Got a weak cold front that's currently working its way through our area. It's going to have variable winds with that, starting in the southeast, shifting to the south, and then ending to the northwest. Highs are going to be in the mid-30s for today and tomorrow, a little bit cooler tomorrow after that cold air makes its way through. And we'll have isolated snow showers in the afternoon tomorrow. So seems like we should be fine with not too much snow falling for the Boulder Mountain Tour, but I might give a separate weather forecast for that later today. Highs tomorrow will have an elongated trough, lots of different lows all in the area. That's just going to be kind of swirling around moisture, not too much over the next few days. Today's going to be the kind of last good hit of moisture until Sunday night when we have another big system coming through, remnants of atmospheric river moisture. We'll take a look at that later on. And temperatures are looking a lot colder with this one, so we should see snow in the valley floor instead of rain. Looking at the 24-hour snowboards, kind of the winners look like it's probably, if we can measure the snow quantity, at Baldy, but Lower Titus did pretty well with 0.8 inches of SWE. Ketchum was at 0.72. Here at China Gardens, we were a little behind with 0.68 inches. And here at China Gardens, that mostly fell as rain. We had a slushy trace of snow this morning, but 0.55, about a half an inch was rain, and the rest was wet snow overnight when it finally transitioned over to snow. Some other places that haven't seen a lot of snow recently, Lost Rivers picked up 0.6 of an inch. They're reporting 5 inches at Hiltz Creek, so that's all the way at 8,000 feet. If you get up to 12,000 feet, I bet there's a lot of snow up there if you dare venture into that weak snowpack. All right, transition here. Looking at what happened yesterday weather-wise up at Titus Peak, which is 10,000 feet. We had temperatures in the mid-20s, so you really had to get high to get some cold snow. It was really evident when I was ski touring yesterday. The winds were honking out of the southeast, which is not very typical for us, but that is what we want to see when we have a South Valley storm come through, because that just kind of really funnels it up the valley floor, and that's when you see more snow falling on Baldy and the Pioneers, which is exactly what happened. But with that, we had some pretty aggressive wind gusts up to 47 yesterday. We definitely felt that on our ski tour with drifting snow. And because of that and more moisture today, we have an avalanche warning out in effect. Looks like we are blinking in the Galena Summit, Eastern Mountains, and Soldiers and Wood River Valley, which is, again, typical with, to be expected, I guess, with the southwest flow. So check out the forecast before you head out into the backcountry. And we got dangerous conditions out there. Looking at the infrared long wave, you can see this moisture flooding up into our area today. So this is just that elongated trough is kind of working its way down towards the Four Corners where another low is going to pop up. And so we're just going to kind of get recirculating moisture in between those lows over the next few days. So today's kind of our last good hit of moisture. I'm going to skip ahead to looking at the HRRR. We're already loading the next model. Let's go back. All right, so you can see kind of what happens last night. All that moisture worked its way into the zone, and it's swirling up from the southeast this morning. So we're going to have kind of scattered snow showers throughout the day with those colder temperatures. And then you can start to see the swirl of this next low over in the Pacific. And that's going to introduce a little bit more moisture, but that's not going to come really towards Sunday night. Saturday, we're still kind of just getting this wraparound moisture that comes in from the east. So that's going to help the eastern mountains more than the South Valley zones. So really not looking like a ton of moisture for Saturday. Could be getting some in the evening hours. Looking at snow, actually let's go to this first. So we are still in a winter weather advisory until Sunday morning for above 7,000 feet. We have additional 1 to 4 inches in the valley floor, and then 4 to 10 inches above 7,000 feet. So the storm is not over. Let's look at the totals from now until Sunday morning. Galena Summit could still pick up 8 to 12 inches out of this, and you can see all across the Pioneer Mountains is looking like 8 to 18 inches. Some high elevation bands will see over a foot of snow still with this storm. And then up into the Sawtooths are looking good too, with that wraparound moisture making its way up through there. All right, now backtrack to day by day. So for today, we can see that the Sawtooths are going to be getting a little bit more snow in the Western Smokies and Trinity, but Pioneers aren't going to do too bad either in the boulders. And over into the Lost Rivers, look like they're picking up some more out of this. And then as we move into Friday night, we kind of start getting that wraparound moisture working its way to the eastern mountains and over into the Sawtooths, some white clouds, and continuing over to the Sawtooths for Saturday. So not too much snow happening in the valley floor. Pretty much saw the bulk of the moisture yesterday. And then this is going to kind of trickle through the weekend. Sunday is going to be our biggest break before we then again have moisture coming in on Sunday night. So looking pretty good. All right, looking at the models, I did not even get to this morning, so I'll be kind of doing this on the fly. You can see that low that is still, or that low that's been bringing in this moisture is still present. It's just going to be kind of stationary. But then this other low to the panhandle of Texas forms from this elongated trough. So that's what's going to be spinning moisture back into the eastern mountains over the next few days. And then that other low, not to forget about it, slides down the coast of California and introduces more atmospheric river conditions for Sunday night through Tuesday, which looks like it's lining up fairly well with having more snow come into our area before we just kind of go into, looks like some northwest flow. So it looks like a pretty active weather period for the next week, which is good news for our snowpack and summer water levels. Taking a look at that atmospheric river, so this is sped up to February 4th. You can see we're going to have some pretty high IVT rates of intensity here. But you can see it's not like the long, thin line that we like to see for atmospheric rivers. So as this thing comes through, it kind of breaks down pretty quickly. It's not going to have a long duration event. So we kind of want to see more of this, but continue down to look like that true atmospheric river. But the difference between this one and the last one is it is setting up more in Southern California, which does make its way up to our area a little bit better than where this last one hit, which was in the Oregon coast. And snow levels look like they're going to be a lot lower with this next storm. You can see kind of today we're starting out at 7,000, which usually means around 6,000 or so we'll see snow. And it's looking even lower for the next storm system. So that is good news. Even the Euro is in compliance with that. So stay tuned. I'll give a Boulder Mountain Tour update in a couple hours when I get a minute.